Hey, it's Brandon, and welcome to Retro Reactions, a place where I experience amazing music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s for the very first time. And today we're going to be traveling all the way back to 1982, 1983, and 1984 to listen to The End of the Show, Angel Face, and Love's Like a Symphony by the incredible Arabesque. And this one comes courtesy of my amazing supporter here and over on Patreon, Shafiq Itani. So thank you once again, Shafiq, for your request, for leading me to more Arabesque. I looked into the lyrics of all three, some interesting topics going on, so let's dive right in. All right, we'll start with The End of the Show. Comes from Arabesque 6, Caballero. The lyrics discuss the pride, feel-good vibes, and fresh new memories created right at the end of a musical show. Interesting. I'd say that's both talking about from the perspective of the performers and the audience. As you all know, live concerts create a lot of magic. Let's go. Great vocals.
We really felt at home tonight. We hope you like our show, alright. But now it's time to say goodnight. The end of the show. It has to be. It has to be the end of the show. We'd love to stay, but we must say the end of the show. We want you to know we really have to go.
Yes, and nice. We hope you had a good time.
To leave you now.
We're so glad that you are feeling fine.
The show is over.
Love that singer.
We really felt at home tonight. We hope you like our show, alright. But now it's time to say goodnight. The end of the show. It has to be. It has to be the end of the show. We'd love to stay, but we must say the end of the show. We want you to know we really have to go.
I expected, but wow, did they capture that finale feel, the ending feel that they're talking about in all the lyrics, with twinges of kind of melancholy, sadness, just a bit to balance out, the calm nature. Wow, interesting. Success, of course. Yeah, lots of great elements here. Again, I didn't expect this vibe, this slower tempo, but after hearing it all makes sense. Great piano work throughout. Didin, didin. I love that when they do those moments. Other great piano stuff going on. Great guitar work, of course. I think I heard it all. Pretty certain there were multiple singers here. They're known for that, right? My favorite was the first voice in the verses. I pointed it out a couple of times. Not sure if that was Sandra or not, but it was just very smooth, sultry, beautiful. Wow, great stuff. Of course, all the singers are great. Once again, definitely got more ABBA vibes here. They had to have been an inspiration. Of course, I love that. ABBA, always amazing. Arabesque, always amazing. There was such a lush filling of the soundscape here. Love that. It kind of gave a perfect balance between the dreamy nature and the bittersweet nature happening here. Again, they captured those feelings so perfectly. I've been to countless concerts throughout my life. And at the end of it all, when it's over, you do get kind of a sadness, a bittersweet, the experience is done. It's not going to happen again ever, or maybe not for years, unless you're going again the next night or whatever. But you know what I mean? You get that little bit of an empty feeling. So they put the beauty in there and they put a little bit of the bittersweet in there. I love that balance. One more surprising reference, I got a little bit of ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, in certain moments, just for a second or two, especially in the chorus. So that's always an amazing thing. And also towards the end, I love that they added the ahs, creating their own melody. A nice new element, unexpected. They were kind of following the lyrical vocal melodies, but again, something different. They always add extra touches to their music to just make it memorable. And of course, this whole song is about endings, so naturally, we're going to get a clear-cut ending here. A very enjoyable song. I'll give it 5 super shiny golden records, an A+ for the end of the show by Arabesque, 1982. All right, on to Angel Face. Comes from Arabesque 8, Loser Pays the Piper. To me, the lyrics are about a lover who puts on the facade of an angel but lives as the devil in disguise by their actions. Once it's all over, the harsh truth will be met. Let's go.
People live like devils, people live like saints, but when life is over, they all seem to have the same angel face, angel face. People go to heaven, people go to hell, but they never know until the great one rings the bell. Angel face, angel Angel face, there is paradise.
Quite different from the last song. Once again, showing their versatility. You know my favorite part, the keyboards, amazing. We'll talk about all that. Wow. This one, again, totally different vibe. I love the kind of darker verses contrasted to the happier, joyful chorus. Always makes for a great song. Of course, we're smack dab in the 80s by this point, 1983, so it makes sense that we're getting pure 80s synth vibes here. That was decadent. I was loving every sound. A huge surprise. This has only happened, I think, twice now on this channel. This is the second time where a song kind of reminded me of one of my songs from way back. I have one that had a similar pattern. Mine goes do 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 do, and this one did something very similar in the beginning and later on. So how cool to have a song, you know, reference one of my own. I loved the awesome vocal cadence here. So upbeat, high vocals. Those sultry falling notes that they do. I've heard it, you know, several times in their music. Again, I wish I knew who was singing what, but amazing stuff here. And in one of the synth tones, I was actually hearing early Depeche Mode style tones going on. A huge yes. You probably know they're my favorite band of all time. I was also getting some Erasure vibes later on. They're one of my top 10 ever, so how cool is that? But I'm certain among all that synth goodness that I heard some guitar as well. Later on, we got that synth guitar back and forth solo moment, went on for a while. That was cool, can't be wrong. Loved hearing a mixture of the two, since this was more synth driven. And of course, the lyrics may not be bright and happy, but the choruses were, and they definitely ended on a high note with several choruses. Wow, so cool, so lively, so sonically pleasing to listen to this one. It's also getting 5 super shiny golden records, an A+ for Angel Face by Arabesque, 1983. All right, and we'll end with Love's Like a Symphony. Comes from Time to Say Goodbye. The lyrics celebrate the romantic love that she's found. The deep emotion and bliss create beautiful musical melodies in her mind and in her dreams. Let's go. So 80s.
When I see your face in the morning light, then I know that I'm in paradise. I hear music just like in a dream, and they're playing a song for you and me. Listen to the sound, my heart beats like a drum. Boy, it feels so good, I never get enough. 'Cause your love
Unexpected. Sounded like a harmonica, but was probably coming from a keyboard. Reminiscent of other 80s acts. Is it maybe Steve Winwood? Don't quote me on that, but probably. Wow, a nice surprise for sure. I love that we got that solo. We'll call it the harmonica solo. But I love that it came back and danced around through the whole ending of the song. That whole that was so catchy, but there was several different vibes combining here. We were getting funk, 80s synth, and disco, a nice swirl of all three. Great stuff. Great song. Yeah, again, such a lively song, but such an interesting mix of vibes like I talked about. We get that synth bass, such an 80s element. So many artists use it. I was thinking of New Edition for some reason. I love their music. I'm sure they've used that back in the days many times. Then the guitar on the left, it was driving the song, adding a little funk. So again, kind of something different there. Then of course, some strings. I heard you strings doing your thing, dancing way in the back. Kind of giving disco vibes, maybe referencing their earlier music from the 70s. Wow, great stuff. Yeah, and this one, the whole way through, was pure joy, pure contentment. To this time match the lyrics perfectly. You know, I talk about it. I think I talked about it in this reaction. Sometimes the lyrics and the music do not match. That's intentional. But here they were perfectly balanced. Pure joy, pure love. She's in pure love. And, you know, what a song to express it. And as I gushed over already, that harmonica or keyboard harmonica-ish sound, icing on the cake. Sweet, thick, delicious icing on this great cake. Definitely took the song to a different direction. I'll give this one the Epic Platinum Record Award. Yes, for Love's Like a Symphony by Arabesque, 1984. Wow, so happy. I was a kid in this time in the 80s. Just hearing all this amazing music, so much that sounded like this. And thank you so much for these three great songs. Sandra Lauer, Jasmine Vetter, Michaela Rose, and of course, Shafiqa Tani. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. If you wish to chat about these three, I would love to know what you think. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night, and I'll see you next time in the past.